Oh, bro. So first of all, thanks for coming and doing this thing with me, man. I've been watching you for like I don't know, for a while, and I just like what you're putting out. Like you're putting out some great stuff, and yeah, I really just wanted to get your story, kind of like really. I think starting this thing off, we can, if you want to just give us a little bit about how you started this whole journey of spiritual Tony. You know what your motivations were behind starting the whole platform and doing your music, and then yeah, we can get the ball rolling.
Okay. Well, to first start off like around like 18 through 19, like I was already like transitioning out of religion, like I was just looking for a deeper perspective of everything, you know. And really, I was just atheist. Long story short, then like around the age 24, 25, I decided to go on the road. And I was still atheist a little bit, but I believed in law of attraction, the way the universe works. I was getting a little grip of it, but I really never grasped the true understanding of it. And then Spiritual Soul came out. When Spiritual Soul came out and I watched the videos, I really resonated with things I already knew, but it was like I need clarification. And he
Mm,
said the words I wanted to speak to myself, but it was different to hear somebody else speaking. You know what I'm saying? With such a large following. And then hearing him, I started meditating, getting out in the sun. I got introduced to sun gates and everything. That's when I really started like feeling something different about myself, feeling like it was a bigger picture amongst it all. And then he said one day in this video, he was like, because I was a truck driver at the time, I'm traveling and everything. I'm already on, like I'm practicing solitude really. And he was like, he said, y'all watching my videos, y'all need to start shooting your own, make your own video. And I was like, that sounds like a good idea because I have nobody to talk to. I was like, so if I can reach out to one person and me and that person just converse back and forth or something like that, that'd be amazing. So I made a video, Thinking Spiritual Soul. And then I guess it just hit the algorithm or something like that. And that's how that started going. Just people just started gravitating towards me. And I guess they love my energy. I love their energy that it was given. So it was just a beautiful thing going on. And I just kept on doing it. I was just venting to them, hoping to help somebody else, but it really helps. Like, I feel like it helps yourself out. It helps your mindset and everything when you just talk to the camera because you're basically just looking at yourself. You know what I mean? So I was doing that. And I kept on doing that. And then I did psychedelics. I did shrooms. And that's when I was like, yo, now I was like, yo, all right, all right. I feel like I'm a part of everything, honestly.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm a part of everything. That's why I had the true ego death. I was like, wow, I love everything. Everything is just so beautiful. I don't even want to kill bugs. You know what I'm saying? Then the next day, I was still coming down off psychedelics, like, you know what I'm saying, the little trip I was on. And I made a song. I made a song called Spiritual Family. And then I was like, yo, this is a spiritual song. It's crazy. I just made it. I was like, I'm not going to drop it. Then I got a spiritual friend of mine. I sent it to him. I was like, yo, this is amazing, man. You need to drop it. What you doing? Why are you sitting on this?
Yeah.
He was like, man, you need to just do it. It's rare. Go ahead and just put it out there. And I put it out there and the spiritual family picked up on it and it just gave me good energy. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop making third dimensional music and I'm going to move towards raising people's vibrations because I feel like that's my calling. I feel like I'm just put here to make people smile and just show people my life, how I'm dealing with certain things, being a spirit, now knowing I'm a spirit within the body flesh. So it's just amazing to share the experience throughout my YouTube videos and my music.
Yeah, it is
That's
amazing, dude. Because like what you share is like not only just like this fake positivity, like you also share like you know, you're not afraid to just say like when you're feeling a little shitty or like a little down. And that's important because, you know, everybody feels down sometimes. So I think if you can just provide something that people can relate to, that's huge, man. It really is. Just the simple fact of just opening your heart to everybody and just being authentic and just being 100% real. That's what people want to see and that's what people gravitate toward. And that's why I gravitated toward you, man, because I could just tell that when you're speaking into the camera, like that's how you're feeling in that moment. That is authentically how you're feeling in that moment. And it's also reflected on your music too, dude. You're doing something with your music that other people aren't doing. Like you realize that, right? Like nobody is speaking about what you're speaking about and actually doing it well. It's because you know you actually are like, I'm not just saying this, man, like you're really good. So like it's just that you have like you're I think you have a lot more potential than you think, dude. Because like you're doing something totally different, man. Like the whole like you said, you're not talking about third dimensional stuff. You're not talking about selling dope or just guns and you're talking about real shit, dude. You're talking about like the other side, the other aspect of us that I haven't found any other artists that do that specifically. So yeah, man, I just gotta say, like, keep doing your thing because it's awesome. Like, it really is.
Appreciate it, man. I think it's really starting to hit me down. I'm really doing something different. I just be really just living in the moment. If I'm feeling something, like you said, I just make a song and I drop it. But it's like, I feel like throughout my journey, it's hard for me to talk third dimensionally when I don't really partake in any like third dimensional activities no more. Like I don't be around the party environment, or I don't be around people that's doing drugs and doing stuff of that nature. If they're vibrational, I don't be around it. So I'm just really rapping my life. And like if I go through a low moment, I'll make a song about it and how I'm dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just everything I'm looking at like from a spiritual standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a spirit. Like I know that I'm a spirit. Like it's all an experience, and I'm just putting it out there. It can be a low vibrational song, but I tell people like, yo, my motive is when I'm at this low vibe right now to get back to a high vibration. I know I'm right here. I'm witnessing myself go through this, but my motive, like what I'm trying to do is get back to a high vibration. If I can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is anybody can do it, and sometimes you just need one person like you to just show somebody. Like there might, even if it's just like one person out there that connects with you, that one person can spread the virus of high vibration to everybody else. It's just like it's true. I fully believe that 7.5 billion people on Earth, we're all capable of going through this journey. This like I think once you come to the spiritual side of life, you realize that your life is a journey. Like you realize that like it's more than just like paying the bills and like waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night and just going through the motions, like the hamster wheel of life. Like once you get on the path, you realize that the path is to be walked by you, like in only you. Like this is your journey, and we're all capable of it. I think we were born in a world that tells us that that like we were never taught. I was never taught, at least, to say, to speak my truth, to really know who I am, essentially. Like we don't live in a society that tells you that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. We are subjectively infinite consciousness experiencing itself. It's not something that's talked about, bro. And it's up to people like you and everybody else to spread the good word, because this is the truth. Like, it might sound corny or cliche, but it's the truth, man. We all need to come to that realization within us all to know that we can create a better world, and we can all live this journey of the human life together, and all in our unique ways. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I'm just saying, like, it's important.
That's true. It wasn't. It was definitely something that wasn't really spoke about. Like I look now, when you look now, it's like so many people are waking up as a hope. But back in like 2012, I wish somebody would tell me, like, I don't believe in Christianity. I'd be like, what you talking about? What you mean? This is the way. This is the way we go. Yeah. And then once everything stopped resonating with me, I don't actually know when it stopped clicking. It's just I got to see how energy shift like so much. Like you go into and not to knock anybody in Christianity, because honestly, I'm to the point where it's just like, believe what you want to believe, because I'm not going to try to combat with you, But speaking from my personal experience, I would see how the energy shifted. Like you go into the church, you're at this high vibration because everybody else is at a high vibration. But once you leave the church and you live with me, I get to see personally how your energy shifts. So I'm like, okay, and the stuff they're preaching about, you're not actually practicing it in your life right now. You're just living off this book. Yeah. I was like, something not going on. It's a very big contradiction going on. Yeah. And I was like, you're contradicting yourself. I got to be contradicting myself too, because I'm doing the same thing you doing. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop doing this. And then I met because it wasn't being taught to me. And then I learned about the law of attraction. And I was like, well, how can you attract things in your life without Jesus? Like, it ain't adding up. Yeah. How you going to attract stuff and manifest things and you ain't praying? He was like, man, it just works like that. It's laws of the universe. So once I got into that, I was like, man, he taught me something without willingly trying to teach me anything. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, you gave me that, but I feel like the universe, the grip, who wants to grip at that point, and be like, all right, boom, you're on to something. Let me go ahead and manifest new information into your life right now, or let you manifest new information into your life. That's why I feel like happened to a lot of people right now. We got YouTube, we got so many people out there speaking, and they can't help what they resonate with because nobody is telling them like, this is what you must do. This is what you have to do, or else. You know what I'm saying? You're going to face eternity, like for eternity, you're going to face consequences. Like nobody telling them that, or giving them no type of scare tactics. And people are just like, yo, I really like meditating. It really helps me with my subconscious mind, helps me with my anxiety, helps me with this and that. And I feel connected to everything. All I tell somebody to do, if you really dedicate yourself to meditating, you will probably lose like track of everything that you learned before that. Like, I don't know how it works, but it's like once you meditate and calm your mind and you connect to the source and connect to the divine energy, it's like you really know then. It's like nobody tells you any words. It's like you get a whole new understanding or you're trying to get a grip or something.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy how everybody's moving. I feel like, honestly, 2040, it's going to be a big wave going there. There's going to be so many spiritual people out here. They're going to have so many, like right now, you can't have a gathering of spiritual people. Like, yo, let's have 100 and some people do a gathering in the neighborhood and just go meditate. You know, all of us bring our energy together. You can have church here, church there, and church here. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like in 2040, there's going to be so many spiritual people out there, and they're going to be able to just link up in their communities. And everybody going to be able to just calm their anxiety and everything they be going through and really realize the power within.
Yeah.
And within.
Yeah. You say 2040 is like the year you're thinking, like it's gonna be like a lifestyle for a lot of people by then. It's gonna be like a totally different world.
Yes, sir. It's like around then, because I'm looking now, it's like 20, like I'm just looking 20 years back. I'm like, dang, this wasn't even thought of. Like nobody around me. If you was atheist, I'd be like, yo, hold on, you need to go find, like, you know, it was different than me. And now I'm talking to so many young individuals face to face, that's like 7 years old. And they're talking about, look, I'm a part of the source. I'm everything. You're everything. Yeah. I'm like, I was thinking that way when I was 7. So I can only imagine when they come up and bring their upbringing, you know what I'm saying? When they bring their kids to the world, they're not going to be pushing anything in their face, programming their subconscious. They're going to let them just live out their life and realize it on their own, or they're going to just pass down the information given that they learn from themselves. So I feel like, definitely, big time.
Yeah, I think it's the next generation that's going to be, like, it's up to us to kind of teach the next generation in a way to show them the way. Because, you know, there's just some people that are grown-ups now that aren't, you can tell them anything, bro. And they're just like, you know, they just got the wall of the ego up. Like no one, there's, I think you can't save everybody is what I'm trying to say. But I think if you do raise people in a certain way, then you can kind of, you know, from a young age, you can show people the way, because our brains are very malleable at a young age. So yeah, I think I definitely agree with you on that. Like the next generation, we're going to see this world. It's going to be like a totally different world. I totally agree with you. What do you, so what's your definition of like spirituality? You know, like how would you define it?
Yes, that's a tough question because there's so many definitions. I ask so many people the same question.
Yeah.
And I just put myself in the category of just being a free spirit. Like I feel like just being like, when I call myself spiritual, or the definition of spirituality is just like living out your truth. You know what I'm saying? Not being judgmental of others, just living out your truth, finding your happiness and rocking. That honestly, my words rock out to you, rock out. Do what you want to do. Be happy doing what you're doing. And if it works for you, that's all, like you're doing it, you're winning. It's like, who knows for real what's going to happen after all. So only thing you know is that you're here right now. So if you can live your life and live it out to the, like chasing goals, whatever you want to do. If you want to be a nomad, if you want to do this, do that, you're doing it, you're winning. That's my definition of spirituality. It's like rock out till you clock out, live your best life. Don't care about what people think, because at the end of the day, you're here on your spiritual journey to experience your experience, not everybody else's. So I like to stay true to your experience, and that's spirituality to me.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, my definition is kind of similar. It's kind of like putting it very simply. It's just being able to think for yourself, like not because we live in a world where like I mean, quite literally controlled from birth. You know, we're conditioned to think a certain way, and we're conditioned into a certain mindset and a certain way of living. That's obviously not the way. It's not the path. So it's kind of like, to me, it's a process of deconditioning yourself from, the American dream or whatever you want to call it, and then, like you said, finding your own truth and living by it and abiding by that truth. So how do you find the truth? Is it through meditation? Like, is that how you kind of stay on the path and stay aligned?
Like honestly, I just find the truth throughout my failures, and like it could be through anything. Like sometimes I feel like it's a coincidence, and sometimes I feel like things just happen to happen. It's like the thing I feel like it's like I meditate. When I meditate, it's for two reasons. I'm trying to quiet my mind. My first reason, I want to quiet my mind and be able to think for myself. Like your brain, like it generates over 60,000 thoughts by itself a day. So that's what I'm trying to do right there. Control my mind so I can manifest what I want to bring into my reality. And then another reason is just to get in tune and feel my spirit within this body flesh, knowing that there is more than just this body flesh. Than just this is like everything that I'm going through, whatever I'm going through at that time, whatever situation, whether it be job, work, there's more. I'm a spirit experiencing this. And that's why I try to bring myself and be mindful about that when I'm doing it. So when it comes to finding my truth or staying aligned, I feel like honestly, it's just like I'm just being water, man. I'm just being water like Bruce Lee.
Mm.
Any obstacle that gets in my way, the first way that makes itself available, I'm going that way. It's like I don't have no certain sense of direction right now. It's just like I'm like a kid again. A kid comes into this world, it wants to do this, it wants to do that. It don't really have no expectations. It don't have no like set goal of what it wants to do. It's just like I'm gonna experience this, I'm gonna do this. Ow, that jump, it pricked my finger. Don't touch that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just learning from my life experience, and just that's how I feel like I find my truth. It just life will teach us so much, and if we're mindful about it, by being like meditation, clearing out your thoughts, you're able to pick up on the lessons way quick instead of overlooking everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when certain things happen, or I go through certain things, I notice the pattern of life. Like it's like giving me the same thing over and over again until I learn the lesson and grip the lesson, and then something new will come about. So that's how I find my truth and stay aligned on my, you know what I'm saying? On my
You just described karma. That's pretty much the idea of karma, man. I like how you say like you get back to like your childhood, because it's something that we lose. It seems like that we just kind of like like the world kind of conditions us to not be curious and to lose that sense of innocence, but it's always there. Like we were all kids at one point. We just kind of like are conditioned out of it. And like I said, you have to decondition yourself. And when you do, you reach a point where it's like, yeah, man, like this is life's awesome. Like you just, whatever, the ups and the downs, like anything that comes your way. I think as long as you're curious about whatever happens in your life, that's huge. And being able to find that spirit inside allows you to keep that curiosity. It allows you to keep that kind of that mindset of just like having fun, essentially. It's just essentially just being able to enjoy your life a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, not take everything so seriously, man. Honestly, that's something that I battle with today. You know, when I just dropped a video not too long ago, just talking about how I feel like I need to be at a certain place at a certain time. But I listen to the great yogis like Sadhguru, and you know what I'm saying? People like him to just remind me to like stay in the moment. But then I realized how much of a battle it is because of how programmed I was since birth. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. But that's something that we're all battling with, is still our past traumas, our past habits, our routines that we're trying to break the cycle of to reprogram our subconscious. So it's like I'm just trying not to be so serious. It's like, this is a game. Relationships, everything. I feel like everything is just a game. Sometimes I get taught, like, if my girl, like, let's say if my girl was to cheat on me or something like that, I'm going to throw that out. I would get caught up in the emotions of, wow, I'm so hurt. How could you do this? How could you do that? How could you do this? But if I meditate, and you allow me to sit there for a good 30 minutes, I'm going to realize, like, hey, why am I so attached to this thought of just, she can do whatever she want to do. I'm not obligated to her. She's not obligated to me, for real. it's a part of the game. It's like, this is what we created out here in this reality. It's a
Yeah.
part of the game. Why am I so attached to the thought of that she's being like, she wasn't being loyal or something like that? So it's like everything just taken too seriously, man, when really we're just put here just to live out this experience and not be attached, but to feel everything of its entirety.
Exactly, dude. The ups and the downs. Just know that it is a game. Or I like to say it's somewhere between like a game, a ride, and a show. But either way, it's all the same concept. We're just kind of like going along for the ride, and we're just like residing as the witness, essentially, and knowing that we're greater than just this bodily vessel and all of its problems, you know. And once you realize it's a game, that's how you win the game, or at least that's how you start to win the game. Because then you can take a hold of the controller and you can play it how you want, and you know that like you can take life by the balls and just do whatever like you can literally, anybody listening to this, you can do whatever you want. Like nobody's stopping you, bro. Like nobody. Like you might have certain kind of like criteria, like, you know, I'm not going to join the NBA tomorrow. I'm not saying like you can do anything like that. What I'm saying is like within the parameters of your own life and your own circumstances, you can do and create the life that you want to. And I think that's the biggest thing I get from this whole spirituality thing is knowing that I'm in the movie, I'm the main character, or in the game, I am player one. And from there, you can create whatever life you want to create, especially today in 2021 in the United States of America. Like nobody's stopping you. Nobody except yourself. It's really that simple.
That's the truth, man. You can really do whatever that you want to do. I think it just be mostly our brain creating the doubt and everything like that. But once you really get a true sense of, like, you really feel that, like, you can do whatever you want to do, and you just let go of that, like, just like, I can do whatever I want to do, and everything just going to attract to me, and everything going to come to me naturally. And you let go of it, like, don't even think about it no more. Things starting to beautifully, like, it just appear, man. It just appear.
That's when the magic happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
That's what. Yeah,
like the manifestation thing, right? The law of attraction. Like when you first hear about it, it's like, wait, that doesn't, like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Like what? Like what are you talking about? You can do whatever you want. If I just like focus my mind, it's gonna come to me. But if you do it as like a science, and you actually say, like, I've done this before. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to attract X or manifest X. And, you know, a few months later, a few weeks later, X comes into my life and it actually happens. And I'm like, oh shit. Like if you actually treat it as like an experiment for yourself, you'll come to realize like, yo, this stuff is real. I don't know how it works, where it comes from, some kind of divine energy, the force, whatever you want to call it. There's something going on where your mind is like some kind of magnet. And if you keep that frequency and that vibration inside of your mind, it's going to come into your life. Like, it's like, that's one of the rules of the game. That's one of like the ways to play the game. For some reason, somehow somebody figured it out. If you just simply like visualize whatever you want, it will happen somehow. I don't know how, but it's magic.
What's interesting to me, man, that I was thinking about was like, because I look into Joe Dispenza a lot, and I look into how the subconscious mind works. I feel like there's definitely a divine energy that puts you at the right place at the right time. But I feel like our brain can control the body. You can make us do whatever we want to do or react to certain situations the way we want to react. I feel like, honestly, I don't know. This is what I don't know, but it's curious to think this way. Once you reprogram your subconscious mind, let's say you put affirmations up every day. I want to be a businessman, this certain type of business. And you put it on your bathroom mirror. Every time you use the bathroom, you're looking at it, you're looking at it, you're looking at it. You're envisioning. Like you can envision it, you can feel it, you can see it, you can see you doing it. I feel like your brain will literally, like a magnetic force, but it will get away from certain things that's not aligning with what it sees you and like sees you doing, because it doesn't know the difference from reality and imagination. Therefore, when you imagine this, it's like, why are you working here when we're really a businessman right now? Yeah. Like, what are you doing? So we're gonna look on Indeed today. We're gonna type this up today. We're going to do this. We're going to look on YouTube, gain more information. It's automatically making you do certain things that's going to align you with what it believes you to be. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, and with that being taught, I feel like that has a lot to do. I feel like psychology and spirituality really goes hand in hand. Because when you get your subconscious, align with your goals and manifest it, I feel like that's when the divine source, like, okay, cool, this is what he wants, this is what he's going to manifest. he's already he's about to meet me halfway. You know what I'm saying? He's not expecting me to bring it to him, but he's about to meet me halfway because he's moving in this direction while manifesting this certain thing that he's like trying to get. He's already moving as if he's one with it, as if he's already became it. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in a position to meet this person, meet that person. I feel like that's when people come into your life, and that's when certain opportunities. You got to look for the opportunities, and you got to be ready to meet that certain person. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when people say like the certain someone will come into your life when you're ready to meet that certain someone. Until then, work on yourself, because you got to be able to meet that person's standards, whatever you want to say. So it's like, yeah, it's crazy. I feel like subconscious plays a big part, a big role in it.
It might even play more of a role than our actual conscious mind, which is crazy.
Yeah, I feel like the conscious mind, what I heard from the conscious mind is like everything goes past your conscious mind. It goes through, but it lands, whatever goes in routine, lands in your subconscious mind. So if I think about like, let's say I want to eat pizza today, that's going to go past my subconscious mind. I'm going to go get the pizza. I'm be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make moves towards it. But if I want to eat pizza every second of the day, then I'm going to become an automatic pizza eater. Like I built an addiction to eating pizza now. This is the same way I feel like the subconscious creates your addiction. Rather that be a good addiction or a bad addiction, if it goes throughout your conscious so many times and lands into your subconscious mind, that's the type of person you're going to be. So it's crazy how we can always change our characteristics about us. You know what I'm saying? You can always become a different type. If I wanted to become a comedian, all I got to do is watch a comedian. I don't even make jokes like that, but all I got to do is watch David Chappelle all day, every day, picture myself as a comedian, look at jokes, do this and do that. At first it's going to feel uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't want to really look at comedian stuff. I don't want to do this. But after like the first 3 weeks, my subconscious like, yeah, we got to look at comedian stuff. Like, I'm so entertained by this. It's so interesting. I'm curious.
Yeah.
So it really plays I feel like it plays a major role in the type of person that we are today, like the type of person that we became to be. Like,
yeah, that's why it's huge to be able to control your thoughts and be able to like silence the mind and take control of your conscious mind, because from there, then you can take control of your unconscious mind. And then from there, you essentially take control of your reality. That's kind of like putting it very simply. That's why meditation is so huge. The thing is most people, I'm speaking from experience, is don't know that you're being programmed. And I think that's huge. Like once you realize that everything is programming us, like the TV, this podcast, whatever it is, there's ideas that are being put into your head that are affecting your subconscious. And then from there, it's affecting your life. Like for instance, like music, like how much is music affecting our subconscious life? It has to be enormous, dude. Especially like the messages they say, and then they put it in like a rhythmic pattern. Like it has to be affecting us so much that we don't even pay attention to. And that's why it's so important to be able to quiet the mind. I mean, and just because like you meditate for 10 minutes a day doesn't mean you're going to be perfect and be able to, go live in the Himalayan cave or something and be able to do it. It's just like, it's a start. Like it's just simply being able to start that process of knowing that we can control our minds. We can control our lives. It's huge because nobody tells us that. It's huge, man. Like we can literally do it.
Yeah, nobody wants to like. I feel like that's what they call the matrix. Matrix whole goal. Like we don't want you to know that. Yeah. We don't want you to. So let's let Cardi B video go super viral, and let's hide all the valuable information. Let's just do that. Yeah. Like,
you think it's deliberate? Like, you think this is like someone behind the scenes actually doing this, or like like some kind of group?
It's gotta be, man. I feel like this. I feel like it was from the generation before this whole civilization even took place. There was people that was just like, yo, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. And then when they died, they gave it down to their sons. When they died, they gave it to their. I feel like there's big people where money means absolutely nothing. Money means absolutely nothing. And they're using that to puppet us. They're using that to make you feel like it's crazy, man. Like just to see people want to get fake breasts and stuff like that, I'd be like, yo, something's going on. Like when I was in 2012, that wasn't spoken of. I wasn't seeing nobody with no fake breasts and that. And that was just so natural. Like you go out there and like a girl would brag about it. Like, well, I paid $50,000 for these. Like I paid big money for these. I'm like, dang, what? Like, you have about that?
Yeah.
Like, you see how much program you got to make you feel so insecure about yourself? You willingly walked into there and let them like do a dangerous procedure up on you. Like,
Yeah.
you brought yourself to that too. Like, it wasn't nothing that needed to happen. It was something that you wanted to happen. And I was like, wow, it's crazy how programmed they really got us into thinking like, you're not perfect just the way you are. Like, I feel like whoever listening to this, I feel like that's what they programmed us to want us to feel very insecure about ourselves, to really distance ourselves from self-love. They don't want to love ourselves to the point where we feel like we don't need anything that they're offering. You know what I'm saying? And that was before I even got braces in my mouth or anything. I didn't think like this. But as I've been evolving, I'm just like, wow, if I would have never saw nobody when I was little, like talk to me about how important straight teeth was, how important this was and that was, I'll be cool just the person I am. Like, I wouldn't even look at myself no different. But the way the Matrix put it out there is judgmental. Like, being judgmental is all, like, that whole definition that follows that word all programmed. I feel like everybody just judge every single thing they watch. People that watch this podcast, people that watch anything, they're judging to see if it's like they looking for validation, they look for clarifications and everything that they're watching, everything that they're viewing, and they're letting that become them automatic. It's like, oh, that girl do this certain type of squat to get these results. I'm about to do it. I want my legs to look like her legs. I'm not proud of how my legs look. I love the way her legs look though. Oh, he getting all that money for that car? Oh, I want that car he got. I hate my Impala in my. I don't even like my car no more. His car going up. Like, I feel like that right there, and a numerous amount of many other things, is like the start of all like just programming us to like hate ourselves, like not feel like we're good.
It seems like that's how our society is structured. Essentially, that's capitalism. It's like you're not okay how you are. Buy this, get this. Like, look at this, man. You can be driving this car, or be in this house, or whatever. But the truth is that we don't need anything. We are 100% perfect, just ourselves. We don't need any clothes. We don't need fake boobs. We don't need any shoes. We really don't. But there's, like I said, it's the programming, and it does seem deliberate. It really does, dude. I hope it's not. I hope we don't live in that kind of world, but it really does seem like there's a deliberate effort to make sure that people don't come to any kind of self-realization in their life. And it's essentially like, you know, because happiness, the kingdom of heaven is within, you know, that's the man himself said that. But the world we live in doesn't tell us that. It doesn't allow us to reach that peace and stillness inside of us. It says happiness is in a car. Happiness is in something, another person, or something on the outside world, whatever it is. But it's not the truth, because you can keep chasing that your entire life. You can keep chasing like material possessions at one after the other. You keep trying to fill the void, but it's not ever going to make you happy. Or maybe not, happiness isn't even the right word. Maybe just liberated. Maybe just at peace. It's not ever going to make you at peace. There's something. It does seem deliberate, dude, because it's like you said, it's so widespread. It's just everywhere. Like, it's all of these celebrities and icons we look up to. Like, they don't get it. They don't know what's going on. Like, that's not the truth. But there's millions of people that bow down to Cardi B, like you said, man, and you know, the Kardashians, and like just they follow these other people's lives that have nothing to do with them, and that don't correspond to any kind of self-realization whatsoever. I don't know. It's scary, dude. It sucks.
It's crazy, man. But I feel like we said, 2040.
Yeah.
People going out of business. Like, it's going to be crazy. I feel like it's going to be one of them times where, I don't know, it might get ugly. I don't know what's to come. I don't know, because I feel like if everybody stop believing in what they want them to believe, the Matrix is going to fall for real. And I feel like they're not going to really know how to adjust like that. They're going to be like, hold on, now what we got to throw at them? We got to throw something else. But then once people start planting their own food, be like, we're not going to eat y'all's vegetables. We can't even eat y'all's vegetables. Y'all spraying it with pesticides. Like, y'all spraying it with poisonous items. Like, I'm not going to even eat y'all's vegetables. I'm planting my own food. And if y'all don't allow me to plant my food, we're gonna boycott all y'all's business.
Yeah.
And if we start doing that as a whole, I don't know, the Matrix might be like, yo, all right, now we gotta move differently. And then it's gonna be 2040, it's gonna be interesting, man. That's that's one thing I've been, if anything, I'm trying to manifest it. I don't know. Like I got high hopes for the future. And I really feel like it's gonna come to be, man. I feel like Cardi B, everybody like that, like they're playing an agenda, they're playing a certain role that they know about now. Because it'd be like 21 Savage. 21 Savage made a song, man. I mean, 21 Savage had an interview and it was so interesting to me because 21 Savage is known for making this violent music, but he's very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? He's very intelligent and he wants to really make different type of music because he understands now how his music is bringing about violence and all this. But he said he can't quit making music because it would hurt his living. You know what I'm saying? Hurt the way his cars and everything that he owned, like taking care of his family. So he can't do this because this is what the people want. This is what they ask for. It's like NLE Chopper. I feel like honestly he stopped making music because his fan, like the people that he was working with, the Warner or whatever the case may be, they got with him and like glad with him for that certain purpose of pushing violence, promoting that. So now you're on some peace type time. We didn't want to do business with you when you were on some meditation and all that. We want to promote violence. Like that's what we want to work with you for. That's what we want to feed out to the society.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't do this, we're going to shorten your comings. Like we're not going to pay you like that. Or we're not going to work with you. We're not going to be hand to hand with you until you come to the agreement. This is what we signed you up for. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we agreed upon. So it's like, once people, if NLE Chopper can wake up and then start making his own music and stuff like that, I feel like he done already touched so many people at the youth. It's too late, man. 2040, man, it's too late. It's like going out of business. I feel like the rap career, I mean, rapping and all that, man, it's gonna be a whole different type of thing going on. People are not gonna idolize so much because they're gonna love themselves so much. They just look at the person for who they are and they're like, oh, I know, I'm not listening. You know, yeah. I might bump it here and there, but you're not going to get all these plays, a million, billion plays from me. Like, you're not going to do it because I understand what's going on now. And I feel like, I don't know, it may be a divine power. It might be a source going on, man, like a higher consciousness or something like that of everybody. I don't know what's going on, man, like you said, but I feel like the energy is shifting. There's a big energy shift going on. And everybody's just waking up on their own time. But I feel like there's a bigger picture behind it all. Like somebody's making these people wake up. Not even somebody. I feel like us, like we're all connected. So what if our consciousness is really like one right now? And we're just like, yo, we don't want this no more. Yeah. Like really making it a force. Like, yo, we don't want this no more. So we're gonna manifest this all together, and we're gonna see changes until it come to be. And I feel like, I don't know, man. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it.
We're already there, man. That's the thing, is the Matrix is already crumbling. Like it's already, like once you open the Pandora's box to whatever we're doing with self-realization, you can't close it. Like it's already, we're past the point of no returns. Way too many people know about it at this point. I mean, it still seems like we're living in like a crazy lost world of propaganda, brainwash, but there's already enough people out there that know the truth of, that direct self-realization, knowing what's really going on. It's and yeah, like we talked about before, it's all up to the youth. Like it seems like a lot of younger people that haven't yet been indoctrinated into this idea of America or the Western world or whatever you want to call it are kind of like, like they're looking at it and being like, I don't know if this isn't the way, dude. There's another way to live. And there's no going back. This is just the beginning, I always think like this is probably, if I had multiple lifetimes, if that's true, this has to be the craziest lifetime. Like there's no way that any previous lifetime is as significant as this one, because this is the awakening. This is like the world all coming together and saying like, yo, we have to live in a totally different way. And just the fact that we have the advent of the internet and technology like we're doing right now, like this is revolutionary. Like just the simple fact that we're having a conversation right now over miles away, and I've never personally met you, and we're able to share these ideas, is absolutely revolutionary technology that we're taking for granted. And getting back to what we said before, that means that, yo, we can do whatever we want. Like, it's
Yeah.
really amazing. The internet is such an amazing tool for humanity, for at least anybody that has the internet, to be able to come to these self-realization aspects, and, like, listen to people like Sadhguru, or listen to people like you, or just anybody, spiritual soul. Like, it's really, this is the it's a crazy time to be alive, but also behind the scenes, the truth of it all, this is really an amazing time to be alive. This is going to be looked at in the future as some kind of point of renaissance. Like, this is going to be a point of like like the second renaissance, like of the Enlightenment. But this is the real Enlightenment. Like, this is like a second coming of a new consciousness. Like, it's really unprecedented, like the territory that we're moving into. And I think if you are to get lost in the sauce, and you kind of like, get lost in like your phone or whatever, like the news, you might think we're moving into some kind of dystopia, like where the world's crumbling. But that's not the truth. Like, I really think the truth is that we're moving toward a much more accepting world of each other, a much more loving world, a world where we're just smarter, we're more self-sufficient, we are just better human beings altogether. We're just happier, living a better life. But I feel like it's hard to see that and feel that. Like, there's something in me that feels that better world. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's that manifestation or in my subconscious, but it feels like we are gravitating toward just that better, just like almost like a, heaven on earth kind of utopian aspect. Like, we're moving toward that. It's inevitable at this point. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, but it's all up to us to create that. Like, it's not just gonna happen. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know if you believe in free will or predetermination, but like, either way, it's all up to us to create that and put out these vibes and to show people a different way to live. And then we all create that better world together, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. I feel like, no doubt about it, man. Every time I take a psychedelics trip, I be feeling like something coming. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I be like, I take it, like I do shrooms. I just be sitting there, I'm like, man, something happened. What's going on? Like, I can't grip it, but I'm like, yo, so who trying to talk to me right now? Just my higher self. I feel like somebody's trying to give me answers, but I can't never understand what's coming, like what they trying to say or what's the message. But then I like just when I come down off my trip, I'm like, yo, something like there's going to be a bright future. It's inevitable at this point. It's like we already done been through so much. It's like we done been through so much as spiritual beings. And then to make it this far and still be here without anything corrupting for real. I mean, I understand we're going through this and that, you know what I'm saying? You know what we're going through. But to be going through this, it's like, now I understand, like, all right, this is like, we're really on the climb. Instead of going downward, we're going upward, you know what I'm saying? Because like, every time you go upwards, you got to verse a new battle. You got to verse something else. You need something else to overcome. But once you make it to the top and you overcome everything, you learn so much. It's way up the ladder. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we're learning so much as we're going through these times. It's inevitable at this point. Once we learn that amount that we need to learn as a whole, they out of business.
Yeah, that's what it is, dude.
They out of business.
They out of business. Yeah, for real, man. We have to learn from our struggles. It seems like that's what it means to be a human being. If like, we all struggle, we're all going through shit, right? Like, everybody's going through shit in life. But I've heard this from some yogi, I don't know who it is, that said that, it's not really like, suffering is for you. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. And that may seem like, what do you mean? Like, suffering is happening for me? It's happening for us to learn to not put ourselves in that situation, to like not go through that hamster wheel of, because it seems like in life, at least in my life, and I've heard this from other people, it's like we're put in the same situation over and over again with the same people, the same disappointments, the same just stuff happening to us. And I think that's just kind of how life works. If you don't learn the lesson of whatever's going on in your life, if you don't learn that lesson and change yourself, like consciously change yourself, you're gonna go through it again. And that's what we all have to do collectively. That's kind of what we all have to do as well. And it's not pretty. It's not always like the easiest thing to do for all of us to do, to overcome our struggles, or at least to see them in a different light. but that's what we have to do at this point. And psychedelics kind of show you that, man. Psychedelics allow you to witness change. They allow you to almost accept change and confront things that you normally wouldn't be able to confront, or at least see things from a different perspective inside of yourself. And that's why I think getting us to that other, I guess you can say, level of consciousness, a higher vibration, whatever you want to call it, I think is going to be, I think psychedelics are needed, because on the reg, like if you just try and do these things on the reg, yeah, it's totally possible, 100%. It's just going to take a little bit longer. But if you take like a 5-gram mushroom trip, you're going to come to those realizations a lot faster than you would if you were to meditate every day or something like that. Not hating on meditation. I do it every day, but I'm just saying like these things are needed right now. It's like, it's not a coincidence that, psychedelics and plant medicines are coming to such popularity in the time that we're living in. It seems like it was meant to be. Like this is some kind of divine coincidence in a way.
And they always been around. Been around ever since I was in high school, but nobody ever mentioned that. It was always weed to drink. But it's like now in this time, everybody's like, you got gold caps. Like I'm like, yo, hold on, what's that? That's shrooms, man. I'm trying to find some shrooms. I'm like, dang, I'm trying to do a little shroom trick too. We can go over by the lake and just sit there and really. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how it really speeds up the process where you need, like, to get you to where you need to be. Because
what did they show you?
Well, you talking about when I did? Well, this how it came about, man. First I did like 3 grams. I did 3 grams and like I got the little feel of it. Mostly throughout the thing, I was just tripped out. I wasn't really gripping everything. I was like, oh man, the walls look crazy. I feel good. Like I'm over here rubbing my shirt and everything. I'm like, dang, I just love everything. I'm like, let me call my mom. Like, I'm so thankful for her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I moved up to 7 grams. And then I was like, okay, all right. Now I'm out of my body. Like now I'm really feeling love at an extreme level. Like I feel love. Yeah. Like something loves me. I don't know if it's myself. I don't know if it's something else, but something loves me and it's telling me like everything's okay. Everything's all right. Right here in the moment is where I need to be. Because I was stressed out about my job and I was like, I don't care about my job. At the moment, I was like, I don't care about my job. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. I just want to love people, man. I just want to love people. I went outside and I saw how beautiful it was. The trippy thing that happened though, when I did like a whole ounce. A whole ounce? Yeah, a monster dose.
Wow.
Yeah, I did a monster dose by myself.
Nuts, man. Yeah, all at once, like over the span of how long?
I say over the span of, it had to be like 3 months. It was like 3 months apart. 3 months, not even 3 months apart, like 3 months, then a month. Cause I was truck driving. So every time I come in, I do another dose. Cause like I learned something more while out there on the road. Okay. I come in, get a new perspective, go back out there on the road. So when I came back, I remember it was like I was fast. I'm very into fasting. So I fast like 12 p.m. every day. And I was fasting. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to eat nothing the whole day. I'm going to eat these shrooms. That's what I'm going to do. But then I got the shrooms and it was a whole ounce. And I was like, I was waiting on my cousins to come through. They was taking forever. So I started snacking them, And then, so like, now I couldn't feel it quick enough. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to eat this whole bag. Like they can just buy some more, whatever they want to do. I'm gonna eat this whole bag. They never showed up, but I ate the whole bag. And I started seeing Egyptian, like not even Egyptian, like crazy, like stuff on the walls and stuff like Egyptian characters and stuff like that, like signs and stuff like that. Well, I don't know what they call them. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, how's my brain making this possible when I ain't never seen this in my life? Like I ain't never even, and it's perfect. Like it's perfect figures on my wall right now. Mm-hmm. When I meditated, it was like this woman looking at me and stuff, man. And then at one point, it felt like somebody was observing me. Like it felt like somebody was looking at me, and I was like, "Wow, what's going on?" And I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk for a little bit. I was very unstable when it came to walking and stuff because I was so much inside my own world within myself. So even when I was walking, I remember one time I was just meditating. I had to use the bathroom. I didn't even want to. It's funny, but I didn't even want to open my eyes to go to the bathroom. I was just like, I can really just like close my eyes this whole time experience, like of this help. Because I felt when I closed my eyes, I went to a whole different world and it was like so much information. And it's crazy when you're on psychedelics, you get so much information. If you don't write it down, you're probably going to forget a lot of things that you just now learned because I'm telling you, man. And it's crazy because when it made me become a vegetarian. That's what
Oh
happened.
yeah.
And it's crazy. I heard a lot of people go throughout that experience when they do psychedelics. They don't want to eat meat no more. So it's like, because I was eating, I remember when I went over to my cousin's house, I was coming down off the trip. I did a whole, so I was lit throughout the whole day. I got around my cousin, I could feel energy and everything. I was like, man, it looked like you having a good day today. Everybody's looking like having a good day. When you a little off today, I could just feel the energy. It's like when people talk to me, I didn't want to speak because I wanted to really hear them and hear the message, whatever they was talking about. I wanted to feel it because it was like, it's different when you really lend somebody your ear to listen to. I really grasped that concept when I was on psychedelics. And like, they brought the Chinese food through and I saw the chicken in it. And I looked at the chicken, I was like, little chicklets, man. Like, this little chicken is like, that's not right, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
That's not even right, bro. I looked at my cousin, he was like, yo, you tripping, man. I was like, I'm tripping. I was like, we've been tripping for a long time. Like, we about to eat chickens, man. Like,
For real.
like, man, you can have mine. Just give me the rice. I was like, I'm never eating chicken again. Like, because it looked like little chicken heads. Like, it's like the psychedelic made me envision, like, it wasn't a perfect picture, but it made me envision like little chickens or something like that. Like, they're little chicken heads or something like that. Yeah. Well, it wasn't a perfect picture. Like, people be saying, like, I envision this, envision that. It just tricked my mind. For a split second, it tricked my mind out. And I was like, really looking at my food, like, like something's trying to tell me what that really is. Like, and I love everything around me. So why am I going to eat this right now when it got a lifespan like I do? Yeah. When it got the same lifespan, it's going through the same spiritual journey like me. I was like, dang, I wouldn't want somebody to eat me. I stopped killing bugs. I became a vegetarian. I stopped killing bugs. When I see a bug, I just let it go free. That's what it really brought to me, man. It just really made me understand that, like, why I do certain things. Psychedelics really let you gain an understanding about yourself and the bad and ugly about yourself and the realization you need to make in your own life and the things that you're not doing right. When you feel like you're actually going down a good path, you'll do psychedelics. You're like, dang, I was really sort of evil. Dang, what's going on with me? Yeah. And it's like, and then even the people that you be around, you'll be around certain people that just talk about certain things. And like, I was on psychedelics and they was just talking about certain things. And I was like, man, why am I even here? Like, I could be at home. Like, why am I even here right now? Yeah. We're not talking about nothing that's really raising my vibration. Like, I don't really care about just certain things. It's like, it shows you how much your energy aligned with anything that's around you at that point. If you go outside, you're really in tune with the trees. You can see them breathing. You can see them really living. You can feel the vibration around you. When you go around people, you can feel their energy of its entirety. Like, you can tell if they're having a good day, a bad day, like the vibration, their language, like their voice holds within it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's tripping. I can go on hours on psychedelics. Off that monstrous doses, man, I really can't explain it, man. It was like, at one point in time, I thought I was going to die automatically. I was like, yo, I'm so into this right now. I saw a light. Like, when I came out of meditation, I saw a big light in my room and I was trying to go to it. I was like, yo, I don't want to be here no more. You got that right. Like, I'm trying to go. Like, if that's a portal to another place away from here, yeah, I'm trying to go. I wasn't afraid. It made me not be afraid of death. Mm-hmm. And not like that, you just curious about it all now. It's just like, wow, there's more to this. And it's way better than here. Like, it's way better than here. If anybody say hell exists, we're living in it. Like, they do so much crazy stuff in this reality that we're living in. This is it. But it's like, it's so beautiful at the same time. It's all about perspective. But psychedelics really let you realize, like, there's something else. There's something else out there. And it's like, this is the way you need to live right now if you want to really become your true self. Like, let your spirit live. I feel like a lot of people let their ego live this reality instead of letting their spirit live this reality. Once your spirit begins to live this reality, everything becomes a perspective, a non-judgmental one. So you really look at everything like, oh, I'm going through this because of this process, or I'm just going through it. Either way it goes, I got to maintain it. You know what I'm saying? I can't make this person feel bad because of it. I can't project any bad energy over here. I feel like psychedelics really made me come to this, thought process that I'm just a spirit, man. I'm just a spirit, and it's not fair for me to judge people. It's not fair for me to do any of that no more because I'm them. I'm the same person they are. I feel like I'm really a reflection of them. And if I point any bad energy on yourself, There's some things I got to work on within myself. So psychedelics really just like after that, I'm telling you, man, I never did this.
That's amazing, dude. And it's crazy because they're just like these things that are on the ground. And you just pick them and eat them.
Yeah.
And it shows you these very profound things because our society thinks that psychedelics, some say mushrooms are like these, hey, you're just gonna get high, man. You're just trying to get high and see some colors. It's like, no, bro, like these things show you a different perspective. And it's a perspective that never leaves you. Most people, at least for me, and it seems like for you, they show you certain things that allow you to seriously make a change if you want. They show you a different way to see your life, a different viewpoint in a way. And it's something, what I think is most interesting about these things is it's these lessons that you gain from it. They're not really leaving you. Like, you don't have to do mushrooms every day or once a week or something. You could take it once and that's it. And that's really all you need to make the changes in your life. They're like such profound substances that are illegal, which is crazy, which is another thing going back to like, if there is some kind of force that's trying to control our minds, like, yeah, there might be, because these things are illegal. They're literally making a substance that's showing us the truth and how to live a fruitful life, like live a pure life. Like they're like what, Schedule 1, Schedule 2 substance, you can go to jail for a long time pretty much, which is horrible. I say that's a crime against humanity, dude. These things are medicines that everybody should have access to. And unfortunately we don't. We're slowly getting there, but imagine a world where if you want to go through a psychedelic trip, you can just go down the street and go to a clinic and have a controlled psychedelic trip, and with somebody that's trained, that has been doing it with hundreds of people, and they know exactly what you need and exactly how the session's going to go, and it can allow you to heal. That's what we all need. It can allow you to like be a different person. I think that is going to the whole 2040 world. I think that's kind of the world we're moving toward as well, is that like if you need help, and more than just help of like, here, take this pill, or like just the traditional way that we do things, like you can literally go and get these plant medicines and change yourself and just be happier, essentially, man. That's crazy. It's like, did mushrooms make you happier, right, as a person, like make you more feel the sanctity of life a little bit?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. I feel like definitely. It just, honestly, it just made me look at everything differently. It's like once you change your perspective, it's really hard to feel down for a long period of time, I think. Because I mean, I have my days where it's just like, some days I'm not happy, you know what I'm saying? Some days I wake up and it's just like so much is on me at that point. It just feels hard to be happy. But once you change your perspective over time throughout the day, it's like, that's a new skill I've learned. Like, changing perspective, like changing the perspective, like, why am I so down right now? It really makes you question yourself. And I feel like that's where shrooms really help me. But I'm gonna go back to what you said on that. They're making it illegal. It's crazy how they make that illegal.
Yeah.
But that stuff out here that's actually killing people, that's legal.
Yeah.
Sick, alcohol, all that stuff is legal, but you don't want somebody to really tap into. They don't want us to tap in. And also, it's scientifically proven that this could be a cure for PTSD. If it can cure PTSD when nothing else can, it's got to be powerful. Mm-hmm. Because you really got to tap into your subconscious mind to cure PTSD. There's no other way possible. I don't see that. I don't think there's any other way possible, because it's got to be something that you went through that's so traumatizing that's just stuck in your subconscious mind that keeps on flashback and replaying itself. Like, and that's how I feel like if it's that powerful that can go into your subconscious mind and reprogram, like somebody can really, they feel as if, like you said, somebody can walk you through it and you can really cure your PTSD that way. They don't want that. They don't want that out there, because they probably want it. Like, they don't want everybody to be stable-minded. They don't want everybody to find happiness. They don't want everybody to deal with their past trauma. They want some people out here to deal with, like, they already think that we need to depopularize. So they don't really care like that. They don't really, everything's really programmed. Like, when it comes to that, like, the pharmacy, the hospital, all that, they just trying to popularize. So it's like, why stop? Why cure this person? Why cure this person? Why stop their PTSD? Why let them find that they can be happy and not need anything? Like we said before, it's like, why? That's going to mess up our little thing we're going right now. That's going to mess up everything that we got going for ourselves. We can't benefit these people because they're not going to need us. We want them to need us, because as long as they need us, we got control over the population when the population is really could really have control over us. There's so many of them. So we got to use our tactics wisely, and we're going to legalize. I mean, we're gonna legalize this, and we're not going to let it be. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to let the people have it because they know what. Like you said, they know what it can do.
Yeah,
they know what it can do. They let people get shrooms. They let people get shrooms. Ain't no 24. It's going to really be like some 2025. Like people was really going to be. If people was allowed to get shrooms this year, and it was legal. Or once you take shrooms, you're no longer holding on to your religion. You're no longer holding on to barely anything. I've seen people, my cousin took shrooms with me, and he was like, and then like me, I'm the type of person, I just don't silence myself. I don't care what you believe in. I don't silence myself or dumb down the conversation for nobody no more. If I want to talk about something, I'm going to speak about it, and you got to shut me up and like really just be like, I don't want to talk about that. And once you do that, I'll probably leave because I'm like, that's all I want to talk about. That's all I want to talk about. But my cousin was like, he's like, man, I watch your YouTube. He was getting curious about my spiritual channel, but he's a Christian. He was getting curious while he was on shrooms. He was like, you watch Spiritual Soul? I was like, yeah. He was like, I watch your YouTube too. He was like, it's crazy that we're sitting here right now. Can you tell me about some things going, what you do when you meditate? Like, what you really do? Like, I don't understand it. When I started telling him that while he was on shrooms, he could envision it. But I think something was tapping into him that he was, like the shrooms let him get a deeper resonation. And he was like, yo, so they really programming this and they doing, he was starting to put the puzzle together himself. And I wasn't even talking no more. And I told him after that, like, I wanted to see if it was just a coincidence, like it was just like something happening or just going with the flow type thing. Next day, I was like, cuz you remember what you told me? He was like, man, I've been thinking about that all day. I was like, dang, you sober now? Like, you came down to trip. Like, I was like, you good? He was like, man, I've been off the trip for hours. I've been thinking about that all day. Like, they really was on something. Like, they really got us, man. And I was like, man, they don't want us to all be on shrooms because all they need is somebody spiritual to be around somebody that's in a religion while they on shrooms and say a couple of words, and they're not going to be so quick to use their ego. They're going to really be quick to really be like, let me see your point of view. Let me put myself in your shoes and see why you really feel this way and leave this book alone for a little bit and listen to you. Now, if I listen to you and I don't resonate with it, I'm going to go back to the book. But I'm going to give you a chance. That's the thing. Like, people won't meditate. People won't do this because they feel like it's going to open up a portal or whatever the case may be. That's like me saying you swim in the water and you're having a blast swimming in the water, but you telling me, somebody tell me on the shore with them, they like, don't you jump in that water. Because you jump in that water, you're going to automatically melt. Your foot touch the water, it's going to melt off. But this person in there swimming, having fun. You would never truly be able to judge somebody, or even though I don't like judging or nothing like that, why judge a book by its cover if you haven't read the book? If you haven't attempted to experience what they're experiencing. You know what I'm saying? So once he erased that ego and I spoke to him, he was not judging me. He was listening to me with all ears, going back to what I was saying. Like, he was able to really listen to me instead of just speaking within his mind and trying to, because it's like, when I talk to somebody, and let's say they're not on shrooms, every time I talk to somebody, you're automatically judging me within your mind before you even speak out your mouth. It's like, you're automatically like, all right, I understand that. Yeah, I don't really understand that. Like, oh, he's bull crap right now. Oh, he's real. He's a real genuine person. Oh, he's not. It's like you're already doing that. Off shrooms, you're quiet. Your brain is quiet and you're focused on what you're listening to. So when he was focusing on me, he was like, so they use a Bible like this. He was like, dang, in the hospitals, they prescribing this pill, but then you got to go give money to the pharmacist. So they're a business. He was like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, you know how when you're on shrooms, you had that moment. I can't explain it. Like, it's like you want to talk, but then you're like, like, he was trying to explain it, but he's like, and then after that, like, it really showed me that was true when he got off the shrooms and he was still talking about it. He was like, and I asked him what he believed in today. He'd be like, I don't know. I'm like, dang, you was a hard-fledged Christian when we chopped it up before the shrooms, but now you're not. He was like, man, I just don't know what I believe in. I'm that type of person. I'm not going to try to force you in my direction. I'm just curious about how your journey is going for you because I know we're both spirits. So I'm just curious about it. And he was like, man, I don't know. I just don't know no more. He's like, I don't know because my mama never told me about Christianity. Will I be a Christian, bro? I was like, bro, I don't answer that question. I was like, man, I was like, the only thing I say is I thought about that too, bro. I thought about that too. Because I want your spirit to do the work for you like it does for me. Because
Yeah.
I know you already tapped into something. Now it's up to you to let the universe work in your favor. So once the universe works in his favor, he's already, like, to this day, he's listening to Big Sean and he's starting to catching up. He's catching on to these artists that's woke. He's like, yo, Big Sean meditate? And he smokes weed. And he was like, yo, I'm gonna try to meditate. And he called me, he was like, yo, I'm meditating now. Like, I'm meditating. So weird, bro. Like, I know what you were talking about back then. And it's like, it's crazy. He just evolving in front of my eyes. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
They don't want it. They don't want that, because if they do that, it's gonna speed the process. Everybody just saying like, yo, we're boycotting. We're not rocking with y'all. We're not eating McDonald's. We're not eating McDonald's. We're not feeding y'all. Not gonna feed us with diseases anymore. Y'all not gonna feed y'all's company, feed y'all's pockets. We don't care about none of that. We're gonna build our own little civilization out here, and y'all can either get with it, or it's gonna, like, we're willing to do whatever that y'all want.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what happened, and they don't want that.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And once you open the door, you always know what's on the other side. Like, it seems like your cousin, he adds this revelation that you can't shake. Like, there's just nothing that'll, like, tell you, at least for me, like, there's just nothing that can ever tell me that what I felt and the revelations that I came to during these experiences aren't true. Like, they're still in me. Like, it's something that once you unlock it, like, you just need, it seems like psychedelics are just like a key to unlock something in our heads, or like draw different neural pathways in our brain or something like that. And sometimes all we need is just like that psilocybin. Like, we just need that, like, certain chemical substance to, Terrence McKenna says this, to dissolve boundaries. Psychedelics dissolve boundaries, and dissolves boundaries between, like, other people, but also in yourself. Like, it dissolves the boundary between the ego and our real self. Like, there's something that will allow you to, like you said, you just listen to things and take things in. You have no defense mechanism, because we're all, like you said, dude, when somebody meets you, they have this certain kind of idea about you already, just by your appearance or how you hold yourself. But I think when you in the right mindset, when you're on these things, there's no defense. There's no, like, he's out to get me, or like, how is he trying to do this over on me, or it's like, there's none of that. It's just love, man. It's just like, it allows us, this is the craziest thing too, it allows us to feel like true love. And it's not like love, like, like in the movies between a man and a woman. Like, that's lust, and like, that's passion. Like, true brotherly love, or whoever you're doing it with, like, it allows you to feel that, like, a connection, like a true connection between me and you. Like, there's something in these things, that's why they're so powerful, that allows me to feel that innate unseen connection between each other. And from that connection, I'm able to, like you said, like, transfer ideas that you weren't able to before. Like, it allows us to just tackle the human experience in a whole new way. And it's not like a whole new way that makes us like like go crazy, or like run around the streets naked or something, or jump out of windows. It's like a whole, like, that's just propaganda. It's a whole new way of coming into your own being. It's profound, man. It really is. There is so much more that has to be explored with it. And I think it's really what we need. I don't know if we'd be able to do it without it, honestly. Like, I hope we would be able to. Like, I would like to hope we don't need these substances, but realistically, I think we need these substances to really give people the wake up call that humanity needs. Like, because all it takes, like you said, is just like, eat a few grams, 4 to 6 hours, and you're good to go. And, with the right mindset, with the right person or whatever, or out in the woods or something, and you're good to go. Like, you don't go back. You never go back. But it's not scary. Like, I think if people would approach that and be like, oh shit, I don't want to lose. That's like an egoistic thing. I don't want to lose what I got. I don't want to lose a sense of myself. But it's not even, you don't lose a sense of yourself. Like, you gain more than you could ever lose. Like, you gain a sense of just, like, I don't even know, peace. Like, it's not that I'm gonna be at peace every day. It's knowing that peace is always there inside of me. So even in my worst days, even when I'm just like feeling down, feeling like the world's against me, I know, no matter what, I don't know if it's from mushrooms, from meditation, doing yoga, whatever I do, I don't know what it is. Just the simple act of like working on yourself, like self-love, through that, there's something that no matter what happens in my life, I know that it's always going to be okay. No matter what, there's always something there. Even when I feel like shit and the world's against me, there's always something in the back of my head that says, look, you're good. Life is a journey. Life is a game. Just play it, man. Just do the best you can and just feel how you feel. It's okay. It's pretty much this. It's okay to not feel okay. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I got from this whole spiritual journey, is that it's fine. If you feel like shit, that's fine, man. If you feel great, that's cool too. It's all part of this journey. It's just not attaching to whatever you're feeling, the good and the bad. Because with non-attachment, if you don't attach yourself to the bad, you can always say, oh, this isn't me. I'm not identifying with this. I'm always gonna, what comes up goes down. What goes down comes up. It's just like a ride. And then in the good times, you can also look at the temporary nature of that and say, like, whoa, like this is beautiful. Like this is a temporary moment. And like, we could be by the beach or like in the woods and just take that, and don't take life for granted, because the truth of it all is that everything is temporary. That's Buddhism 101. Like all of this is just a fleeting moment. And once you reside in the impermanence, that's kind of like the truth. Like being able to reside in that mindset of like knowing that life is just this ride. We're just kind of here to experience, but we're also here to grow. And through that process is happiness. Somewhere in there is peace. That it sounds scary, right? To someone that doesn't know what that means, it's like, what? I have to latch on to my own impermanence. I have to like, I'm fatal. Like, I'm not gonna be here someday. I have to latch on to that, or I have to like keep that in the back of my head. But it's the truth. You can't really go around that. We're all gonna die. So if you come to the realization that, we're all gonna perish someday, this moment is temporary, it makes life so much sweeter. It makes every moment in your life so much sweeter. All the good moments so much sweeter, and all the bad moments not so bad, I guess you could say. I mean, that's putting it very simply. Good and bad. There is no good and bad, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like the stuff, the struggles that we have to go through really don't mean anything.
Yeah, yeah.
It's great.
And it's crazy when you grip that concept, like it really don't mean nothing. Like it don't mean nothing. Like I be in certain situations in life, like I'm like, damn, I'm going through this right now. And then all I tell myself, like, man, what am I doing? Like, why am I really, like, dang, I'm about to really go crazy right now. Like, I feel like it's crazy when you got the power to stop yourself in the moment of feeling whatever you're feeling, and you observe it like you're in meditation. You start to, because you don't have to have your eyes closed. You don't have to be doing no breathing techniques to observe your mind and see what it's doing right now. Yeah. Because that's the thing you do in the meditation. You're observing your mind, but your brain, even when you're in meditation, when you're going through something, it's going to still generate thoughts. It don't care what you're doing. It's going to generate thoughts, but you got the power to observe them now. That's why I feel like meditation brings to the table. It brings you mindfulness. Like you found out like you're not your thoughts. You are the observer. So whenever I'm going through something, man, I be like, yo, this really mean nothing. And I don't even know why I'm acting like this. Like I really feel down. And I see how that thought is leading to the little anxiety feeling inside of my stomach. Like I'm seeing how this stuff. So I'm about to, I'm about to go to Subway, give me a salad. So like it's really how I be. Like sometimes it'd be hard. And I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna cope with like people leaving this existence and stuff like that. Even though I know what I know, it's just like, dang, I'm so programmed to the point where death seems like this most scariest thing, not to me, but when somebody that I love perishes or something like that. Yeah, that's when like, am I gonna have to deal? And I know it's coming. It's like something that I know I can't dodge, so I know they ain't gonna be able to dodge. So it's like when that comes about, it's like it's interesting.
Yeah,
because I want to know how I deal with it. It's like I'm not trying to manifest no death in my family, but it's like I want to see how I deal with things, because when you meditate for so long, I feel like when you get put into your uncomfort zone, you react differently. You react differently to somebody that doesn't meditate at all, because it's like you're able to really stay calm in a moment. It's like everybody else in the room would be crying around you, and you observe it. You look like a crazy one. You probably look like a crazy one. Like I probably look like a crazy one. Everybody would be crying around the room, and I'm just observing everybody. Dang, you feel like, And I feel hurt. I feel torn inside, but it's like I get stuck in this mode where I'm just observing everything. It don't matter
Yeah.
what. Like I told my girl one time, I was like, because I'm not, I don't care. I be sharing my personal life every day on my YouTube, so I just share it now. So I got laid off from my job, and I felt it already. I already observed my feelings and everything. I was like, yo, this must be a sign from the universe. I already got the new perspective and everything. When I came home to my girl, she was looking for my emotion, but I'm in observe mode. So I'm like, I want to see how you react to me telling you this news. I don't even care about how I'm in observe mode. I want to see how you react. She's just trying to look for a reaction. She's like, don't you even feel scared or anxious? Like, what's wrong? Like, I was like, nah, we good. Like, we straight. What you mean? Like, what's next? Like, I'm like, what you feeling? Like, I'm trying to understand what you like. I'm confused now because you worried about me, and I'm trying to observe right now. So it's like, yeah, man, that's what I feel like it's all about. I don't know, man. Meditation. That's all I say. Meditation. Once people learn how to
Key.
meditate,
Hmm.
it's the key, man. Once you learn how to meditate, it's like you're living in a meditational mind state throughout the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And it's like, it makes you curious about everything instead of just getting, because everybody is on an emotional roller coaster, man. I can literally tell somebody their shoes is ugly and ruin their whole day. Like, they don't meditate. Bro, your shoes is ugly. What you mean my shoes ugly? Like, you want to fight? Like, bro, for
Yeah.
real. Like it'll ruin their whole day, but you tell me my shoes is ugly. I'm going to go deep into it. Like, look, this part, all right. I'm like, oh, why you don't like my shoes? I'm like, oh, okay, all right, okay. I like them though. But then while I said that, my brain goes into a deeper perspective of why you actually said that. And I'm like, dang, he got his own liking. I can't be judgmental on what he's judging. It's like I really can break down my thoughts and really decide what I'm going to entertain now.
Yeah.
You know? Or meditation key, man.
Yeah, I think that's the point of meditation. It's not so much like it's like exercise with the brain. It's also being able to take what you learn from meditation also into your real life.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the breath is so important to be able to, like pranayama. That's why it's so important to be able to, because you can meditate on anything. You can take like a certain sound or like a certain sensation and meditate on that. But the breath is important because we're always breathing. So no matter what, if you can train your mind and exercise your mind to focus on the breath in a state of meditation, then in any situation in your life, you can come back to your breath. Like it's as simple. If your mind muscle is strong enough, you can just simply come into that peace and that stillness in the moment, just in one breath. You just gotta go, like, you know, you could have crazy shit going on in your life, but you can just go and come to that, like that stillness. And there's so much power in that. There really is. Like, it's not, meditation isn't so much about like the activity of doing it. It's about what you take off of that. And then from there, man, you can become a superhero. You know what I mean? Like, you can do whatever you want. Like, that's how you truly control your mind, is you do regular meditation. It doesn't have to be every day, but like you said, you make it like part of your life. It's like an actual lifestyle, something that you just, you know, it's just something that, it's, for me at least, it's just something that I do. It's just like, it's not even a question at this point. It's just like, all right, well, I'm gonna like just go meditate. You know, it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But that's the goal, I think, is like you know, it's hard to start. I understand, like, a lot of people, it's hard to get in that routine, but once you're in that routine, like, it's just like a whole new life. Like anything you could, that's how you manifest things, is through meditation. Like, that's where it all starts. It's crazy, man. It's so powerful.
Who's that one dude that's like an MMA fighter that be doing podcasts? He used to be an MMA fighter or something like that.
Does he have a bald head?
I believe so.
Are you talking about Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
Rogan. If anybody watching this podcast want a perfect example, look how he uses meditational techniques throughout his podcast when it get heated. He will really use the breath technique. And I think like Sync Mind, and not Sync Mind, that's the Sadhguru stuff I'll be watching. But somebody actually broke down and like zoomed in on his face. And he was really using the breathing technique to meditate so he can calm his nerves, calm everything, and really break the situation down and not give the person the reaction they were looking for. It's so amazing to watch somebody actually do that. Like, it's crazy, man. Definitely, whoever watching, go check that out.
Yeah, there's so much power in that. Like, whatever we do in life could be like some kind of sport. I can imagine meditation will allow you to become better at any kind of athletic exercise that you do, because like, you know, it gets intense when you're playing sport, but if you can just like become grounded and like kind of like situate yourself. Like there's a lot of power in that. Anything we do, honestly, like I don't see meditation being detrimental to anything in your life. It's only going to be positive. And on top of all of that, that's just third dimensional stuff, right? On top of all of that, it also allows you to like feel your being in a different way and come to these like, you know, certain revelations about yourself and just reach that stillness. And that's just being able to take that into your like your real life. That's just a byproduct of the truth that it shows you, like being able to simply just observe and reside as the witness. That's where the power is, man. It's crazy because, right, it's the simplest thing to do, but it seems to be the hardest thing to do for most people. To just be, to just simply exist. Like, why is that? Seems like the hardest thing to do for most people, to just simply follow the breath and breathe a little bit. People are afraid of that. I know, because I used to be. Like, I'm speaking from personal experience. Like, I used to be afraid of my own mind. It seems like we live in a world that is afraid to just witness what's really going on in our head. Like, we're afraid of the skeletons in our closet. And that is probably because of our programming. We've never been taught to confront things in our head and you know, look at the trauma in our life and look what's really going on. Look how our mind is really reacting to certain things and certain things that happen during our day. Like, we were never trained to do that. If I was trained as a child to the lifestyle that I've created for myself, by now I'm 27. I would have a totally different life. Like, I had to start from scratch pretty much like a few years ago, and probably you do too. Like, just like a whole.
I'm the same age as you. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. Yeah, there's something about our age group too that is there seems to be, like, I don't know, like we grew up a time before the internet existed, so we kind of have like but best of both worlds. Like, we grew up with the whole advent of technology, but we also, when we were kids, like, we didn't have that in our life, you know.
Yeah, no.
So there's something special about, like, you know, maybe people that are a year or 2 years younger or older than us, like within like, you know, we'll say like 25 to like 30 in this current time. But yeah, what I was saying was, like, if I was like as a kid raised to in the certain practices that I have now, I would live in probably a completely different life for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something, getting back to what we talked about before. I think it's up to us to be the change for not only ourselves, but the next generation. And that's truly how we create that better world. Like, you know Timothy Leary?
No, I don't believe I do.
He's the dude that's pretty much like behind the hippie movement, like whole LSD. Like, he was, if you just look him up, like he's all about like psychedelics and the power of them in the 60s. Like, pretty much if Timothy Leary wasn't a thing, there wouldn't be such thing as hippies. And he has a saying that like change happens over the span of 2 generations. So it might not even be the next generation, but if we raise the next generation right, they're going to raise the next generation in such a pure way. Like, our kids are going to be superhumans, you know. They're going to be living in such a completely different reality than we are now. This is going to look like the Stone Age from how we're living, you know. For real.
That's facts too. I can only imagine how they're gonna look at the way we live. They're like, well, Cardi B, wow, y'all really watching.
Right?
Crazy.
Yeah, Grandpa, shut off that Cardi B. It's crazy. Shut off that 21 Savage. It's crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be a completely different world, man. I don't know. Like I said, it's all up to us, man. It's all up to us to be the change. Like, we all have to like do our self work. You know Ram Dass?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's like friends.
Only person I really watch, man, is Sadhguru, man. I hear about, like, is he spiritual?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was actually like.
I gotta check him out. You probably gotta like shoot me a link or something, man. I definitely gotta check him out.
Yeah, I'll send some stuff. Well, he says the best thing, there's a saying that he says the best thing that I can do for you is work on myself, and the best thing that you can do for me is work on yourself. And that's kind of what the gist of it is that it's like a sense of selfishness that leads to selflessness. You know, it's like working on yourself to work on others. You know what I mean? It's like not like working on yourself for material gain. It's like working on yourself knowing that whatever I'm doing, whatever work that I have to do, because we all have to do our own work. We're all servants. The way that I serve, I'm serving myself, which is then serving others. And I think that's kind of what this whole life is about. Like, getting, you know, the whole like getting rid of all the crystals and yoga poses and mantras and yoga, whatever. Like the whole gist of spirituality, putting it very simply, is like we're all here to serve. We're all instruments to some kind of force, it seems, some kind of divine force. And once you realize that divine force, that's the first step. Once you come to the awakening that there's something else going on behind the scenes, I don't know what, something else going behind the scenes. Some might want to say God, some may want to say infinite consciousness, some may want to say it's the force, whatever. There's something going on that allows you to align with the way. Like there's a certain path, right? There's a certain kind of way to live that we all know is the truth. And once you align yourself, that's the first step. And then the second step is walking the path and going on that journey and staying aligned on that journey. And that's the hardest part, staying aligned. But once you know the path is there, it's always there. You might step off it a few times. You might kind of like get a little lost in the sauce, but it's okay. You can always align yourself back on the path. That's what we're all here to do, I believe. I fully believe that we all have our own path to walk, but it's all leading to the same destination. Like we're all going, Ram Dass says this, we're all walking each other home. And that's kind of what we're all here to do, man. We're all here to serve in the best way possible. Like, you make music, you open your heart online. Other people might be painting pictures or, writing a book or something. We all have our own ways to serve the way, our own way to serve God, whatever you want to call it. And that's all up to us to find. No one's going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that. Spiritual Tony's not going to tell you that. Nobody is going to be able to tell you that. No book is going to be able to tell you that. Nothing. Your parents, nobody. Only you are going to be able to find out what's really going on. And it just simply starts with a little bit of meditation, honestly. Like I think that's probably a good first step, to just simply quiet the mind. Just be by yourself, shut off this podcast, shut off your phone. Find a quiet place, maybe find some guided meditations, and just simply be. Just feel how it feels to just exist, man. That's the first step. And once you can align yourself with that, anything is possible. It really is, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, just like you said, start meditating. Just take a little bit of time out your day. It really don't take, everybody do everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many excuses to be made. But you can really take literally take 10 minutes out your day, 15 minutes out your day, 5 minutes out your day. It don't really take that long just to build the habit, to let your subconscious know you're trying to do this. This is what you want to do. You're trying to accomplish this. And once you see the benefits, you might do it for 2 weeks. And I understand when you first start out, it's going to seem boring. You're going to be like, what I'm doing right now, I'm not seeing no benefits like everybody, the yogis talk about. But that's because they've been doing it for so long. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to be dedicated and be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Make it a part of your routine, whether that be daily or every 2 days, every other day. Mm-hmm. But as long as you make it a part of your routine, I feel like you're going to see the benefits everybody talk about, because they say like scientifically proven, I think it's like 30 days or 60 days, you'll see your anxiety lessen or your stress level and stuff like that. And you just feel a sense of peace around you. It's like, I can't explain it, but I would love for everybody to experience that. And I feel like whoever's watching this, it's your time. It's your time to experience it. Let all your fears go and go do the thing. Go do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nobody's stopping you. Go do it. That's great, man.
Make it happen, man.
I think that's a great note to end this thing on, man.
Yes. Sir. Hey, I appreciate you having me on here, man. It's my very first podcast, interview. And it's a good experience. It's going to definitely open the door for me. Like I was very shaky, like because I'm one of the people that's just like, I wonder how they're gonna come on here and they're gonna like pick me apart. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't do that, man. You was very accepting, man. I love your energy, and I think it's a great thing. I'm definitely looking forward to more podcasts.
I appreciate that, man. I love your energy too, and keep doing your thing, bro. Don't stop making music. Music is a way to spread the message. Bob Marley said that, about the whole Rasta movement. He was like, music is the message. And that's pretty much like, there's a certain way that you can touch people with music, dude. There's just something that like music does that regular words just like this won't do. So I just have to tell you one thing I have to say, man, just don't stop. keep going. It's gonna, there's something. It's already popping off for you, man. This is just the beginning. So keep doing your thing. Yeah, and just let's keep changing the world. Let's keep. And ultimately, we're having some fun. We're having a good time, right?
All in all, I appreciate it. And I definitely will. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I'm gonna just keep on calling me, man, during this. But I thought the little moon signal stopped all that.
It should have. Yeah, the do not disturb.
Oh no, I got it on do not disturb. But anyway, I'm gonna keep on doing it, man. I'm definitely gonna keep on pushing. Hopefully an EP, like hopefully music videos and stuff like that. Right now, I'm just in the beginning, just of and just trying to raise vibration one person at a time, and it seems to be working. I'm very appreciative, very grateful, just to be able to do it.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing, man. We're lucky to have spiritual Tony on this earth, man.
Hey, much love, everybody. Keep your vibrations high because you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Rock out till you clock out. Much love to everybody. Peace and love always.
Peace and love, man. I'll be in touch. And yeah, thanks again. Have
much
a good day,
love.
bro.
Have a good one.